apple pie breakfast. Fairly new computer. Coffee. And a view. Does it get any better than this? Wow. Oh, I'm really enjoying this new setup. I am working on my manuscript. Whew. Just about once a week, the beautiful editor sends me new updates for me to go over. And I'm just scrolling, and all of her edits are right on. Just go through and check it out anyways. That's been the routine. She's in Word and I am in Google Docs. And yeah. Spending time with new friends, filling the void, God's blessings. Wow. Go make a difference. Someone needs you. Don't know what the rest of the day is going to bring. I'll probably be here a couple hours. Hope you'll join me. Your serene and simple life. Working on my manuscript. And really, I hope to have it out in the fall, if not sooner. Keep you posted. And this is a sample here of what the editor has been doing, which is fantastic. She puts the start here. We are on page 58 of 104. And there's what I had written, and then she does the editing in the pink. And then I come over here and I put a little check mark when I agree, which has been 100% of the time. And since the very first page, she has found thousands of editing blunders, mistakes, changes, however you want to look at it. And yep, she's told me that even the best writers in the world need an editor, because you get to a place where, I forget what she called it, you don't see it. You just reading your own material, you don't see it. So I'm very excited. She's quite the professional, and feel very, very blessed. Here's some more of the chapters. A preview of coming attractions for you. Dun, dun, dun. How about that? Now that's appropriate. That's towards the end of the book. A new chapter, Journey to Buy Land. I'll live by that. Gratitude changes everything, God's plan and timing. But I'm very excited. Thank you, Aaron, for all your hard work. Here's an up-close and personal example. Right there we have added, it's been a whirlwind of activity. I'm telling you, every edit that she does, I'm like, why didn't I see that? It's just bizarre. And then, so add accept suggestion, click on it, and it changes to black. Oh my gosh. I had no idea that Google Docs and Word could work together like this. Is that fantastic or what? Let's do one more. Where does she have, okay, replace with. Go over here, accept suggestion, replace it with at. So then I go here. I mean, it's so simple. An example of something that I do pretty often. Right, Aaron? Is this called a prepositional phrase or something? And I put it after instead of at the beginning. This is how it should read. During my first full summer season as a nomad, I would have 2 different jobs, and make 2 with spelling it, and I get that confused, and 2 completely different experiences. And of course you can see how I did it. I would have 2 different jobs during my first full summer season as a nomad. So I've got it backwards there. So I come over here and I'm all ready to check it. You know, and part of me just like wants to just go through and check and not even look, because I know she's spot on with everything. I mean, literally. There's a couple times where she made some comments and I commented back, and I'm not going to just, you know, not go through it, but I trust her completely with what we're doing here. And again, I cannot say how blessed I feel. Many times I make new paragraphs when I shouldn't have a new paragraph. So here we are. And yes, I will accept the suggestion. My choice of words continues to amaze me. I write, in January 2019, I secured a camp host job at the Big Tent, something like that. And Aaron changes it to, in January 2019, I was hired as a camp host. There I go again. I'm have the words mixed up. Take out what is known as the Big Tent event. What is known? Where hundreds of vendors from, I write all over, she changes it to where hundreds of vendors from across the country. Like some of these, I just want to go to myself, duh, secured. Like that just sounds weird. Aaron, thank you. What's going on here? We're only on to the second page. Oh my gosh. Very, very wordy. When I went to the Big Tent in January to interview with a few different companies, God provided me with a backup plan. And then I had written back in January when I interviewed with a couple of different companies at the Big Tent. Oh, here's one. Okay. After persuading the board that car camping was the way of the future, they offered me a job as their very first car. It sounded great. My sense of loyalty had kicked in as I already accepted the camp host position with California Land Management. And da-da-da-da-da. But then, you know, she took out, offered me a job as their very first car, and then took out camper after convincing the board that this was the wave of the future. I mean, she just tightens things up so beautifully. Except. Yes, you see how it goes here. Gotta love this technology. And how you can work with, you know, I wrote this in Google Docs, and Erin is working in Word, and how she has been able to work with what I did and what she can use. I'm just so in awe and grateful. Back in the day when I wrote Rising from the Ruins, that was back in, I don't know, 2004 or something, 2006, 2004, I can't remember. We had to send manuscript back and forth through the mail. There was none of this. Okay, we'll just keep on going here, keep on going. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Here's something else I do often, a run-on sentence. Instead of making a sentence into two sentences based on two different thoughts. It was an exhilarating, fun, and serene job, definitely on my list of new favorite experiences. Okay, that's a little bit mushy. Wrong word, but you know what I'm saying. Aaron changes it to, it was an exhilarating, fun, and serene job. Actually, no, this one is one where I didn't make it into a sentence, but no, I had it as a separate sentence, but it wasn't really a sentence without adding its. It's definitely on my list of new and favorite experiences. Yeah, we'll find run-on sentences here, though, for sure. Here's more of those prepositional phrases. You know, I'm able to do this on my phone, too. So if I'm out and about, when I first started this, I wasn't using my laptop to do all these acceptings. It's just easier to see on my laptop. But I do things hard before I find the easier solution, always. After a much-needed regrouping after the mice incident, how about we use mice incident instead of mouse escapade? Oh, Linda. Someone once upon a time told me that I write like I talk. And I let the editor know that up front, you know, that I'm hard to follow in my writing because of being wordy and my word choices, I guess. It's just kind of weird, but all very clear when I see it now. Oops. Mount Rainier was the first park I visited as I left Washington. Next on the list, Glacier National Park in Montana. How about we write, Mount Rainier was the first park I visited as I left Washington. Glacier National Park in Montana was next on the list. Oh, it's so clear, the changes. Here we are. From Montana, I ventured. Linda, let's just keep it simple and say traveled instead of trying to be fancy. And then this is hick. I finished off the 2-week vacation I gave myself. How about I spent the final days of the 2-week vacation? I mean, who says that? I finished off. Oh my gosh. At least I give myself a few laughs along the way here. And then I leave words out, like you should know as you're reading. After my 2-week vacation, I arrived in Bryce Canyon City on July 15th, a significant date because it was my 10-month full-time on the road as a car dweller. My 10th month. It's missing something. How about Aaron's suggestion, the editor, professional, it was my 10-month anniversary of being full-time. Complete the sentence, Linda. People can't fill in the blanks here when they're reading a book. Wow, poor Erin. I'm sure this is more than she bargained for. Although she has reminded me and told me a couple times that she loves doing this, and I don't know, she's just told me she's appreciated what I've done, which I'm so grateful to hear. And she's just a very generous soul here doing this. I have read through this manuscript at least 10 times before I turned it over to Aaron. Finish my sentence. And here's something that just baffles me, how I missed this. On Monday morning at 9 a.m., and then I write, Monday morning, I met with HR and filled out my paperwork. I mentioned Monday twice here within one sentence. That's just crazy. That's just crazy that I didn't see that. And here she's tightening up some sentences, less wordy. I'm seeing shadows, but I don't really want to pull the blind down. I don't want to get up and pull the blind. Here's a run-on sentence. Woo! I started training for the position of retail clerk on Tuesday morning, period. Okay, that's good. Retail and food service had been my backup, make ends meet jobs for the past 45 plus years. The only difference was that this would end up being my first no-stress job ever. That's a long sentence. How about retail and food service had been my backup, make ends meet jobs for the past 45 years, and I found the job simple and fun. Period. The only difference was that this would be my first no-stress job ever. New sentence. Good idea. End up being. No. Incorporating lots of links. Erin said she really liked that. You know, I plan on making this both an online and a printed book. Not sure how that's all going to work out. Pretty sure I'm going to use the Kindle, Amazon publishing. Have any of you published a book, and what did you use? So keep on going here. Love her details. The formatting got messed up in the exporting and importing to Google Docs. Will be fixed during the formatting phase. Finally, a new chapter. Woo! Sure, Erin's saying that over and over. Woo! When she's done, I'm exhausted. The babbling brook exhausts me. That's the simplest corrections, additions. Make such a huge difference. I decided to work steady overtime from 5 to 7 p.m. each day as well. Instead of I decided to take on. Take on, that sounds hick, you know? And then I wrote getting paid $12 an hour. It should be per hour. Whew. I needed to be cautious of. How about careful about instead? Wordy. Interact with people, whether they were vendors, show promoters, or how about attendees instead of the visitors at the event itself? Oh my. How about keep my sanity, Linda, instead of fuel my sanity? Let's just try not to get too fancy here, you know? Make it an easy read. So this is one of those where I do feel needed to check things. This area is commonly referred to as the trunk by nomads, referred to as the garage by nomads. So I go over here. Instead of accepting this, I'm going to add a reply. Trunk needs to be replaced with garage. Hopefully she'll understand that. Trying to be succinct. Referred to as the garage, not the trunk. Even though she took out all this mumble jumble, typically refer to this space as their garage. And I think this was just a, all my words running together, you know, and she meant to put garage in there. So at least that's how I'm reading it. I question my own changes, and that's how it turns out. And then she can, I guess, accept it is what she would do, or she would reply back to me. Sometimes she's had a question a couple times. It always bugged me, but I didn't know how to fix it. You may ask, what are you talking about? This long in parentheses, except for the pre-planned longer stationary work stints in the summer. Oh my. Let's just work that into a sentence, Linda. I just could never figure out. Oh gosh. I chose ramped up. Why not we just go with increased instead and talk proper English instead of slang. Significant boost of, how about revenue instead of income to my business? Let's just tighten things up here a little bit, Linda. Here's a question. What does AFE stand for? That's where I used to promote and sell my Say It, Display It. I don't think I'm supposed to check that. Like as if I had read it. I can't remember. So I'm just answering it and then letting it go. I'll have to check with Erin on that one. Here's one of those, writing like I talk. Need some inspirational lift? And I write, here you go. A series, Monday Meaningful Messages. Here you go, a series is not necessary. And once again, I go, duh. Why? Why did I write every day I was filling new orders daily when I just told you every day? Oh my goodness. My daughter used to say to me, Mom, you already told me that. This is not kind of in the same context, but kind of. A sentence where I'm not sure, if it really matters in the bigger scheme of things, but it's so much more reader friendly. Then it was off to New Mexico's Carlsbad National Park. Instead of, then I headed to to Carlsbad National Park, New Mexico. As I planned in advance. I don't need to write as I planned in advance. Took me back to Texas. No, I traveled back to Texas to visit daughter, grand sweet peas. Oh, what joy. 5 hours of quality time. Celebrated daughter's birthday. Though it was dreary weather day. How about gloomy? Take out but. There was sunshine in my heart the entire day instead of residing in me. Grateful for the time we do get to spend together, however limited it may be, instead of however limited that is. It's kind of like I just drop off there. Thank you, Erin. I also visited Marfa. Over here, where is this? Texas. Like, why did I not include that there? So I hit reply. Not sure if I should X out of it. I need to ask Erin that. We started on page 58. We're just going to keep going here. Keep going. Books are not written overnight, that's for sure. Been on this for, I don't know, almost 2 years now, I think. I started writing while I was on the road. I described the day as cold and dreary. And she puts chilly and gloomy, and we had changed the day that I spent with my daughter. The weather was gloomy. So I write over here, use a different word other than gloomy as described about the day with daughter on page 64. How about dismal? I just Googled gloomy, and they gave me that as a better word choice. Bonus in the book, in between chapters. Here's the chapters. I include sayings. We must take adventures in order to know where we truly belong. This next chapter is in the moment, then, and then probably now. Can't remember. But the saying is applicable to the chapter that you just read. Trying to be the best mom I could be. I'm talking about crazy life as I was raising children, rushing from one thing to the next. But in parentheses, which I repeatedly, I think that's supposed to be failed at, not failed out. So I'll have to make a little comment on that. I think I know, but at the same time, I don't know. I lose my confident feeling here, like failed out. I don't think so, but I still have to put that question mark. I don't know why I do that. I should be secure in knowing it should be failed at. But failed at sounds like there needs to be another word or something, like it's a drop-off. I'm not sure. So I reached the end for now. Stop here. It's been tons and tons of hours Erin has put into this. She's been working on it. Oh, for a few months. She's had some in-between projects to do though, but pretty consistent. Once a week I get these updates and a lot of work. 10 pages can be like 4 hours or more. Wow. So with that, guys, I'd like you to keep in mind, so once upon a time, I heard everyone has a story in them, and don't die with a story still inside you. Going to end for today, maybe go on a walk. Just going to minimize this, I think. Close her down. Blessings in your day and joy in your writing. Just start. My 2 cents for the day.